Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another video review. But before I get started, I need you guys to do me a favor. If you're watching this video right here and are not a subscriber to Patriot Prime Reviews, please hit that subscribe button right now. It won't cost you a thing, but will help me and my channel out tremendously. Also, make sure and check out my sponsor, Toyhax.com. Toyhax provides label sets, upgrade kits, and display backdrops for Transformers toys of all types and generations. New for 2020, Toyhax is introducing the Toyhax Armory, where they'll be offering a variety of weapons for your favorite bots in multiple colors. Also this year, Toyhax is introducing Robo Points. For every purchase you make, you'll earn Robo Points that you can redeem towards a voucher for future purchases. Toyhax is a company run by collectors for collectors, so check out Toyhax.com and make your collection stand out from the rest. And tell them Patriot Prime sent you. Now, on to the review. The featured bot in this video is so large that I had to have my son,
Dylan,
help me review it. And that bot is Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise. Box is upside down. Shoot.
Jeez, Dad, I thought you was a professional.
I am a professional. Leave me alone. So anyway, here is the box for Transformers Earthrise Scorponok. It is huge, and this thing is heavy. There is some weight to this Transformers figure.
And I'm so strong I don't even know it's heavy.
He's been eating these vegetables. Now, originally I had this figure pre-ordered from Amazon.com, but Big Bad Toy Store announced over the weekend that he was in stock. I placed an order Saturday and it got him today, Thursday. So thank you, Big Bad Toy Store. Now, taking a quick look at the art on the packaging, you've got Scorponok there in robot mode, taking on both the Autobots and Decepticons. We've got Optimus Prime there in his claws. We got Bumblebee and some other bot running into the rescue. We've got Double Dealer up here coming in for the attack. And what I find odd, on the side here, you've got Megatron opening fire on Scorponok. So I'm really interested to see what his storyline is. But I love the artwork on that package. This side, of course, that's Megatron once again. On the back of the box, you've got Scorponok in City mode, Scorpion mode, Robot mode, and something new for this character is he's a double headmaster. You've got Lord Zarak and Little Zarak. And here on the other side, you got some more of that wonderful Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise artwork. So, Dylan, are you ready to get this monster of a Transformer out of this box?
Of course, Dad.
I didn't think there'd be any issues, so we'll get him opened up and pull him out. He is in there.
Pretty tight.
Very tight. Ah, man.
Holy crap!
He is a big one. Now, he does come with a sheet of instructions, or should I say, a poster of instructions. That's a lot of instructions right there. And one of those planet maps. Now, taking a look at Scorponok now. There he is inside his inner packaging. You see, he's got no head, so I'm assuming the head is right here in this little box. And it looks like you have to put him together. There's the tail section right there. And looks like there is the blast effects. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this figure completely ripped open out of the packaging and take a look at him. And welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. We'll start things off by looking at Scorponok's headmaster partner, Lord Zarak. And I love the looks of this figure. He is G1 through and through. You take a look at the new Lord Zarak compared to his Generation 1 counterpart, and that is awesome. That is a great homage right there same sculpted detail, and same paint applications. I'm really impressed with Hasbro on this one. Taking a closer look at the head sculpt, it looks great. Lots of detail. I love the painted red eyes. The face sculpt looks great. That's just awesome. Now, he does have these real big antenna sections that are attached to his arms. Now, you can leave them like so, or you could flip them around, kind of give him a more angled look, or you just pop them right off, and there is a tab right there that slots into this section right there on his back. So peg that one in. We'll take this one off and peg that one in. And now he's a little bit more streamlined, looking more like a regular headmaster. Now, articulation for Lord Zarak, the head can do well, no it can't. He's got these shoulder pylons. He can't really do a 360, but he can turn slightly. Arms can go up and down, all the way around. Though you're going to kind of have to manipulate him because of this arm panel. He also has a bicep swivel, bicep bend, a double bicep bend actually, and no wrist rotation. He does have waist rotation, and the legs can go up, down, in, and out. Has a knee bend and ankle tilt. So lots of posability for this headmaster figure. Also, another bonus, his head transforms into a smaller version of him. So this little one does not have a name, so I'm just assuming this is Lord Zarak as well. Maybe this is the real Lord Zarak that hooks into that robot body Lord Zarak that hops into Scorponok. But this one right here, this is your basic Titan Master. Almost looks the same as the bigger robot, the same color scheme. I like the fact they at least gave him a red visor. And here he is compared to the Scorponok exclusive from a few years back. So that looks pretty good. And if you happen to have this guy, we'll transform him back into a head and pop him on Zarak's body so you can have a body for your Titan Master Scorponok. So it's an option. It's something you can do. So let's go ahead and remove that head. We'll put back on the other. Oh yeah, articulation. Arms are on a ball joint. They can go up and down. Not a complete 360. They'll get stuck on the backpack. And a little bit of articulation there so he can sit down. So we'll go ahead and fold that back up into head mode. And now for some quick size comparisons. Here is Lord Zarak with Generation Select's Exhaust and the War for Cybertron Siege Netflix Megatron. And go ahead and get this guy transformed into the head of Scorponok. So the first thing you want to do, let's go ahead and remove the antennas. You're going to fold the fists in. And there's this little section right here, this little purple section. You want to flip this up. And you're going to bring the arms all the way up to where that little peg is going to fit into that little hole. Snap those in. Now, bring this section up like so. On the back of the figure, you're going to bring this whole section up and out. You can actually reveal Scorponok's face. And now it's just a matter of getting everything mashed together. You want to bring the arms all the way in. They'll collapse into the body. So you have that going on. Then you're going to bring the legs. Peg the legs together. Make sure the feet are straight. And then bring the legs down. Fold those into the head. And now you've got these pegs right here. They're going to slot into the holes in the bottom of his feet. Get everything lined up just right. Squeeze together. And there you have the head of Scorponok. We just add the antennas back. They'll peg in right in those holes there. And there we go, the head of Scorponok. He actually transforms into a pretty tight, compact head. You can't tell he's a robot whatsoever unless you look down here, of course, at the neck, But all in all, that is a great head sculpt for Scorponok. And an extra little bonus, if you take this section here and lift up, you can see he's got green optics underneath. So that is really cool. And if you so choose, if you get a Phillips head screwdriver up and under there, you can actually take that off and have Scorponok with his green eyes showing. But Scorponok was always shown with a red visor, and that's how I'm going to leave him. So now let's take a look at the main figure himself, Scorponok in city mode. Now here we have Scorponok in city mode, and I laid down a tape measure so you can see that he is actually 32 inches long, so he takes up a lot of space. And I actually have attached grease pit and astro train to him, and he fills up my entire table. This table is 4 foot. The one thing that really impresses me with Scorponok city mode, other than the size, is how well it homages the original Generation 1 toy. The city looks almost identical to that 1987 classic. Right down to the same color scheme, the layout, the towers, and the shield back here. I do wish it had more Battlemaster ports. I think it should have ports all along. As you can see, I've got Battlemasters, well, the weapons anyway, ports right there, here on the sides, and down here on the bottom. He's also missing his repair arms and elevator. And really, the city mode doesn't have any gimmicks. I know the Fortress Maximus toy had electronics, Triptychon could eat the Titan Masters and had the little access hatch for full tilt to come out of. This city mode really doesn't have anything. Another thing that's disappointing is with the towers here, if I can get that off, the tower is made from clipping this section here, or actually pegging this section here into the guns, the double-barrel cannons. So that's how you make a tower, and then you attach it to the arm. You can, however, just take the tower off and attach it to the arm like so, but there's nowhere to put the blaster. I wish there was pegs, here on either end to really arm the city up. So now let me take my camera down and we'll give more of a sweeping up-close view of Scorponok City. Now, as we move in closer to the city mode, I do want to apologize for the camera. I'm going to try my best to keep it steady, but as you can see, tons and tons of molded detail. This thing looks great, and the paint applications are fantastic. Though I can see a lot of spots where Toyhax down the line can really add some more details to this guy. Now, as I said earlier, I wish there was more Battlemaster ports. The ones up here, I'm not sure if these are really ports or just screw holes, but it works. It's a little tight fit, but I can get my Battlemasters in there. There's one little section right here. You got some pegs for a Titan Master to stand. And this base mode really works well for the Micromasters and Battlemasters. I love this little idea I came up with the Slitherfang turrets. Looks really cool. Now, as I showed earlier also, the ramps can connect to some of the other bases. I've got a gas station grease pit attached to this end, and of course Astro Train attached down there. I do wish there was more access ports for other bases, like down here on these flaps. Now also, I wish he came with his radar dishes. The original Generation 1 Scorponok toy had 4 radar dishes, but I can definitely foresee a third-party company coming up with those. But still, I can't complain that much about this figure. It's massive, takes up a lot of space, and looks really, really good. I wouldn't mind keeping him displayed like this if I had the room. But for me, all of my bots are in robot mode. Now I've got exhaust here, a deluxe size vehicle, which works. I mean, he fits on the ramp, but I think the Micromasters and Battlemasters work much better with this. Now the city mode does have a little storage area right here. Let me remove these Battlemasters. If you open this flap right there, and this is really cool. Look how this blends right in. Underneath that flap, blends right into the tower. you have a little area where you can put Scorponok's head. So you just pop that in there, shut that up, and we're good to go. But that's not a cavity. That actually, get Scorponok's head out. That's actually a big hole. You can probably see the bottom of a table right there. So it just goes right through the figure. Got the scorpion legs there in the back, the exhausts. I love this thing. This looks awesome. It's just a couple minor nitpicks, some wishes that I have, but still, this thing is fantastic. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Scorponok in Scorpion mode. And I do apologize for not transforming this guy. There's just no way I could do it on camera. Scorponok's Scorpion mode is amazing. Another great homage to the original Generation 1 toy. This thing is huge, this thing is heavy, and it is just absolutely awesome. It's got nice articulation down here on the legs. The legs are actually articulated. There's 4 legs, but they're actually hooked together. As you can see, they bend there at the knee and there on the toe, so you can kind of spread the legs out, if you will. You can bring them in close to the body, or I like to have mine a little bit more spread out. Now, he also rolls. There's wheels underneath. Let's see if I can show this off. There's a big wheel there and 2 wheels right here. Now, as you can see, there is Scorponok's robot head. Just like Generation 1, the Scorpion head is just behind the robot head. But it's actually really cool how they use it. Let me pop the head off for you real quick. The back of the head actually has painted in sections that look like eyes. So you've got the antennas that are now the mandibles. You got the red eyes, and I guess that could be the mouth of a scorpion. So, you know, you use your imagination. Going back to the articulation of the figure, the scorpion arms can rotate there at the shoulder. They can rotate there at the bicep. The claw can go in and out like so. And of course, he can pinch, and the little tips of the claws also have articulations. That's really cool. You've got the dual cannons that mount up here on the shoulders. Another issue, I wish he had 4 of these dual cannons just like G1. That way you could peg them on the shoulders like shown here, or peg them on top of the scorpion's back just like Generation 1. Generation 1 had 2 on each shoulder, 2 on the back. But we'll go ahead and put these back on the shoulders where it belongs. Let's see, you got the scorpion tail. The scorpion tail has articulation. It can move around, it can strike, it can pop apart if you're not careful. Now that right there leads into an issue I saw on some other reviews where the tail just doesn't seem to peg in. Mine pegs in really good. I seen a few that the tail just flops off. Mine, I mean, I had some force to it when I knocked it off a while ago, but honestly, it stays in really good. Scorpion mode pegs together very well. Now, Scorponok did come with a few other accessories. These 3 blast effects, they're all hooked together into one, and unfortunately, this is the same blast effect that came with Jetfire. Now, granted, it's a good blast effect, but I wish they gave us a different color of it, because once you attach it to Scorponok's tail here, it just kind of blends in with the orange of the tail. I wish it was red or maybe purple, but just another small nitpick. Another thing I really like about Scorponok's Scorpion mode is this mode has plenty of Battlemaster ports. You've got Battlemaster ports here on the back. You've got Battlemaster ports down on the claws. I mean, you can arm Scorponok up if you have plenty of these weaponized Battlemasters. You even have a Battlemaster port up here on the Scorpion tail. So that is cool. He can arm up better in Scorpion mode than he can in City mode. Now let's bring the camera down for a closer look at Scorponok's details. Once again, Scorponok has some fantastic moldy detail throughout. This figure is just amazing. I love the paint scheme. I love all the panel lining. I mean, this guy is awesome. Closer look at that head sculpt once again. I wish the antennas could extend a little bit more to give him more of a mandible look, but hey, it still looks really good. And another thing, right here, open this section up, is a little pilot area for Zarak, or the mini Zarak, if you will. That way he can pilot Scorponok into battle. Put that right back into place. And there we go. All in all, a fantastic Scorpion mode, and I couldn't be happier. Now let's get Scorponok transformed into robot mode. And now we have the icing on what I consider an already delicious cake. Scorponok in robot mode. He's big, he's blocky, he's massive, and he is so Generation 1. This guy is a great homage to the Generation 1's robot mode, the Generation 1 Marvel comic interpretation, and the cartoon. I couldn't be happier with Scorponok's robot mode. He looks great. Fantastic paint applications. The collar scheme is perfect. And surprisingly, this guy has pretty good articulation for such a big figure. I mean, the arms, they almost can do a complete 360. They will hit the backpack back there. And they are at a slight angle. You'll notice when the arms go up, they kind of veer off that way. His arms can go up and down. There is an elbow bend and an elbow rotation. And I love the ratchets. Of course, as I showed in Scorpion mode, the claws go in and out. And with the finger like this, you can actually make him point at you. So that's pretty cool. He has a waist rotation, if I can get him here. Waist rotation, and the legs up, down, in, out, all around. He's got a knee bend and ankle tilt. I love this guy. He is so much fun. Now, I'll go over the head just a little bit for you. The head just pops on. You really don't have to have the minifigure in there, but there is a little cavity for him to fit in. One issue, he's got this collar that for some reason pops on and off way too easy. So I don't know what the exact purpose of the collar is, but to snap Scorponok's head in, he just attaches with those little purple rectangles right there, pop him in, and the head can actually look down slightly, and it does rotate, but that's on a really tight joint. So really cool right there. As I said, I couldn't be happier with the guy. I think he's really impressive. And another really cool thing is on the back of the figure, he's got his tower piece, which can double as his shield. You can pop that off. And then down here on the legs, he's got these other tower pieces. Pop those off. And once you get those two pieces off, you just slot those together. Kind of difficult to manipulate around, but once they're together like so, you can attach it to the shield piece. There's 4 pegs right there that line up to these 4 holes. Put that in, and there is Scorponok's massive shield with pinchers. So that's pretty cool. And then you just simply attach it to Scorponok's forearm here. If I can get it. There we go. And now we have Scorponok all armed and ready for battle. And now for some quick size comparisons. Here is Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Scorponok with Generation 1 Scorponok. Now another item I'd like to add to my wish list of accessories that I wish the Earthrise Scorponok came with would be a orange blaster. But if you happen to have a War for Cybertron Siege Shockwave, Scorponok can actually wield Shockwave in gun mode. So for any of you third-party companies or 3D printers, right there is your size comparison for a proper orange gun for Scorponok. Also, while Scorponok is there with his Generation 1 counterpart, take note of the paint applications on Earthrise to the sticker details on the Generation 1 figure. Spot on. Great job, Hasbro. Here we have Earthrise Scorponok with Generation 1 Fortress Maximus and Titan's Return Metroplex. I do appreciate the fact that Scorponok is smaller and bulkier than the very anorexic looking Metroplex. So, does a Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Scorponok belong in your collection?
Absolutely!
Absolutely. This is a fantastic figure. I absolutely love it. It is Generation 1 through and through. Great playability, great posability. As you can see, I've got mine holding a Megatron and Optimus Prime in a pretty sweet looking action pose. The only real complaints I have with the figure is the fact that he didn't come with accessories that I thought he should, like a giant orange handgun, radar dishes, new blast effect. But other than that, I've got no complaints. The guy is awesome. Even the headmaster, Lord Zarak, a great figure. So if you see this guy on the shelf or have the opportunity to buy him online, do it. You're not going to be disappointed. Now guys, I also want to give each and every one of you a big shout out and thank you for all the messages and support and worries for this little fella right here who last week had to be airlifted to Roanoke, Virginia due to the fact he fell off some monkey bars and cracked his head pretty hard.
Thank you.
So really appreciate all the well wishes. We lucked out. We didn't have to stay in the hospital. He was able to come home that night, but he gave us a scare, and he at least got to ride in a helicopter. What'd you think of that?
Terrible.
It was terrible. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for my very long review of Scorponok. Don't think for a minute that I did a long review like this and there was not some bloopers. You can see those bloopers right here in the link above. It's going to be unlisted. You can only see them through this video. They're bloopers with me and Dylan. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new reviews. Once again, this is Patriot Prime, signing out. Hoorah!